Well, I had the closest brush with death that I've ever had in my life. Welcome to Project 5P. I will say that just in case I ever post this publicly, although that's not my intent at the moment, but maybe. Um, I just want to document and get make record of things while they're still fresh in my mind. I was driving on a 2-lane highway, 1 lane in each direction. Full highway speed, very narrow highway with no shoulder, following behind a truck that I had been behind for probably, I don't know, 10, 15 minutes at the point that everything went wrong. And then the next sequence of events that I'm going to try to explain, it's a lot that happened. But all this happened within fractions of a second. There's going to be a lot. I tried to run this through my head and try to explain it like as if I was telling this story. And there's just so much. It's like hard to articulate how quickly it all happened, though. So I'm following behind this truck and double yellow line, like I said, 2-lane highway, full highway speed. And he just, I mean, I'm close enough to him to read his license plate. Out of nowhere, veers off into oncoming traffic. And as soon as I see it, I mean, it wasn't even like a gradual, like, oh, he's starting to drift and then he's going back and forth and then goes a little bit too far into the lane. I mean, he's driving and then just all of a sudden, just darts, just direct turn practically into oncoming traffic. And as soon as I saw that, like immediately I let off the gas, start tapping the brake. I mean, I didn't slam on my brakes, but I hit my brake and he sideswipes an oncoming car on the back end of the oncoming car. And for a fraction of a second, I thought, oh, wow, that could have been much worse. But immediately, again, within fractions of a second after he bounces off that car, he hits another car head on at full speed, both cars at full speed, and just obliterates it. I mean, he goes right through it. It's a smaller car, a sedan, and just goes completely through it. And there's just an explosion of cars, not fire explosion, but just like just the cars, he goes through it. Both cars just go up in the air, the tail ends. Like I said, he's up in a higher truck, so he's like the engine compartment, the dash is through the back of the car. The back end of his car goes up. There's car parts flying, wheels, bumpers, metal, glass, everything. And so when he first hits the first car, sideswipes the first car, that car coming at me, he hits, sideswipes it towards the back. That car turns and is coming at me at an angle. So I see it coming, and so I have to turn to avoid it. But again, there's no shoulder on the right side. It's a very narrow road. So I'm doing all this within basically a lane. Move to avoid that car coming from the other side. And then I have to quickly turn back into the lane because I'll go off an embankment if I go off to my right. So I turn back, but turning back is turning back into the wreck that just happened right in front of me. Both the cars, like I said, head on, explosion of car parts flying everywhere. So I turned to avoid the first car, turned back into my lane, and the rest was a series of maneuvers that I couldn't explain. Dodging car parts back and forth, dodging, glass bumpers, wheels that were flying. And then the cars behind the car that got hit head on coming the other direction, those cars that were behind it were swerving, obviously, to try not to rear end and be part of that wreck as well, which some of them were, but some of them are swerving into my lane because they don't have a shoulder either on their side. So I'm dodging them as well. So it was like this and that, like brake, gas, and all, like I said, within, from the very moment that he started to swerve to the end of it all happened within maybe 3-4 seconds. And at the most, and within, I don't know, maybe 50 yards. And when I got through it, finally, I pulled over, up ahead. There was a little, not a shoulder, but I laugh. It's not funny, but the situation is not funny. There was like a little cutout on my side, not a shoulder to where it was like an extended area with room on the side, just a little cutout with gravel, like perfect for one car. And I pulled into it and just took a deep breath. And there were people in the car with me, and the woman, I won't share names because I haven't asked permission. I'm just, like I said, trying to document this while it's fresh in my mind. The woman in the back is, holy P, how did you do that? How are we not dead? What just happened? Just going nuts, like looking back at the accident, looking at all the cars, and like, holy shit, we're alive. How did you do that? What just happened? And just going nuts. And I'm just like kind of speechless. And she's like, how are you so calm? How did you do that? That was amazing. And I just immediately call 911, and I have it on speaker, and they're asking me what happened, obviously. And I'm telling them about the accident, and they're like, are there any injuries? And the woman in the back is like, they're dead. And the 911 operator is like, how do you know their injuries? Are you with the parties that were involved in the wreck and this and that? I'm like, no, ma'am, you don't understand. The car is gone. The car is obliterated. She's like, well, are there injuries? Are you sure there are injuries? I'm like, yes. She's like, how do you know? I'm like, ma'am, the car there's nothing left of the car. It's completely, you don't understand. I said, there has to be. And the woman in the back is like, they're dead. There's no way somebody could survive that. And her husband tells her, he's like, shh, just let him talk. So anyway, long story short, I guess, it turns out that everyone in that vehicle died. Everyone in the vehicle that was coming towards us, that the car in front of me veered off and hit head on, everyone in that vehicle died. And the male passenger was kind of, or one of the males that was in the car with me, one of the brothers was just like, man, God's hand is on you, man. And I told him, it's on you too. You're alive. He's like, yeah, he says, I don't know how you avoided all that, because we didn't, not even a flat tire, nothing out of everything that was flying. I'm talking about wheels, car parts. Just, I couldn't identify them all as they're flying through the air and flying across my windshield, flying in front of the windshield, and I'm dodging. I don't know every car part, engine parts probably. It was, yeah, we didn't get hit, not by a single thing. And he was like, you definitely got angels watching over you, man. I was like, yeah, no kidding, you too. So eventually we get back on the road after, we're talking to 911 and trying to do what we can, or me trying to do what I can to assist the situation. Eventually we get back on the road, and the woman is just like, the woman was not frantic, but I mean just very animated and like, you saved our lives, P, you saved our lives. She's like, you're the. It's kind of funny because just her age range, it's not funny, but some of the stuff she was saying, I think it's just, emotion and adrenaline. She's like, you're the GOAT, you're the GOAT. How did you do that? I love you, I can't believe you saved our lives. And what I kept telling them is, well, because they were saying God saved your life. You have God's hand on you. You have angels watching over you. I was like, hey, it could have been this. The same can be said about you. I mean, this might not have anything to do with me. God might have used this situation. He might have just used me, and really, you're the ones He saved. You're the ones that were the focus of this. You're the ones that He was trying to save. He just used me to do it. It could be about you. And they're like quiet. And they're like, yeah. And I said, you know what this means, right? And the man said, what? And I said, there's a higher sense of responsibility and obligation moving forward. I said, we could be dead right now. Every day is a gift. I'm a strong believer in that anyway. I didn't tell them that part, but I'm a strong believer in that. But I told them every day is a gift. Right now is a gift that you're even alive. He's like, that's for sure. Thank God. I said, tomorrow, what are you going to do with your life? There's a new higher sense of obligation now and responsibility, because tomorrow is a gift that you didn't have to have. God didn't have to give you that. Not that He ever does, but it becomes more real when you're in that type of situation. And they were like, yeah, you're right. And just ended up, CHP called back, and Highway Patrol called back and got, my statement, because I was the one that saw everything. And even they, like, the investigating officer is like, well, where were you exactly? And I told him, and he's like, well, you were a passenger? And I was like, no, I was driving. And he's like, well, how? And I told him details about the truck. He's like, well, he couldn't fathom that I was directly behind the car and was able to drive away. He's like, well, he was thinking I was further away. And he's like, well, how do you know this? And how do you know that detail and stuff like that? He's like, so you were directly behind him? I was like, yeah. I could tell you probably, because I was staring at him for so long. I was behind him for so long. I could probably tell you part of the license plate. I could tell you what was written on the back of the car, what colors it was in. I mean, all these details that he was like, that's crazy that you made it out of that without, like, you don't have any damage to your car, no injuries. I was like, nope, nothing. And the officer was even blown away. So, yeah, that was the experience. I'm trying to think if I forgot anything, but I don't know. If I do post this, I don't usually post just stuff about my life just for the sake of posting about my life. I mean, it has to have some kind of lesson to it, or some kind of something that will benefit you guys, the listeners. So if that's the case, if I'd ever do, what's the lesson here? I think the woman asked at some point, I think it was one of the women, or the woman in the car, one of the brothers, I don't remember. Like, how did you do that? The first time he asked, how did you do that? I was just quiet, and I was like, Jesus, take the wheel, I guess. I mean, to be completely honest with you, though, in retrospect, I didn't even have time to pray that prayer. I didn't have time to think that. It was all instinctive and all just, I mean, like I said, there was no time to think. Everything was going so fast, but at the same time everything was in slow motion, like a video game or a movie. When you watch a movie and there's an explosion, and it shows slow motion as something flies past with a character's face, and or Fast and Furious or some car movie, when there's a wreck or something, you see, they show it in slow motion as something goes by the window and they're looking, or if a car spins and flies over them, everything was in slow motion, but happening so fast at the same time. It's hard to explain. Um, but I guess a lesson to be learned is just that every day, every moment is a gift, and time is a commodity that you can't get back. They're not, we're not making more time. Time is limited. You can make more money. You can, every other resource, I mean, you can get back. Time is one that you can't get back. So take every day, value every moment of every day. Um, one of the things one of the guys said was, he said, he said, I mean, I said, sorry. I said, your life could be gone like that even if you're doing everything perfect. The people driving the other way, I mean, the guy in the truck is obviously at fault. They're trying to get him for drunk driving and murder and all this, but the people that actually died weren't the drunk ones. So I mean, it's easy to pass it off like, oh, what's the chance of that happening? It's once in a million. You know, I don't drive drunk, so I'm safe, and I drive safe, or I don't drive at night, or I don't do this. Or yeah, but neither was I. Neither were the people that were with me. You could be doing everything quote unquote right and still gone like that. So that's another lesson. Another thing is to be, to the best of your ability, always in communication with the Father, with the Creator, always in right standing, always with a repentive heart. Not only because any moment could be your last, but also, like in that situation where I was driving, there's no time to pray. It was not like, oh God, please save us now, or oh Jesus, take the wheel. There was, I mean, I'm being honest, I didn't pray that in that moment. But guarantee you at some point during that trip, I was talking to the Father, because I always do when I drive. And He takes care of us even when we don't deserve it. But we never know when our time is. I could very easily, I mean, very easily, and that's not hyperbole or over exaggeration or anything, very easily be gone right now. There's, like I said, the people in the car were like, you saved our life. Like, how did you get through that without, just blown away? Officer, blown away. I don't understand. Like, I run through the pictures that went through my mind of what happened, and how, I honestly, there's no real explanation of how you make it through that maze of wreckage and without even a dent on the car. The man said, you probably got hit by something as we were driving and taking back off. And the woman was like, no, no, he dodged it all. That's what I'm saying. He missed it all. And then I wasn't sure, you know, your adrenaline's going, like as you're going, you know, dodging and weaving and braking and accelerating and just going through all that. I wasn't sure. I didn't think we got hit, but then when we got to a destination, when we got to a place where we could actually pull over in a neighborhood in a safe spot, not on the freeway, we got out, looked at the car. This was all at night, by the way. Don't think I said that. Got to a place where there was light and where there was safe and where we could pull over and just really process what happened. Got out, looked at the car, not a scratch. There's, like I said, no explanation other than the hand of God. So I'm very grateful Any moment could be your last, and don't think that that only applies to when you're on the road. I've had so many people die in my life that's why I think I am more sensitive to the being appreciative of every day. Um, been at people's bedsides and had, just in the last 12 months, I've had at least 6 people that I've known for 30 plus years each all pass away. All young people my age or younger. And almost all of them, with the exception of one, was unexpected. Was not some sickness they had. All unexpected. I've had friends, totally healthy, totally awesome life, big earners in their job, marriage, married, children, house on the hill, everything, and out of nowhere, brain aneurysm, in a coma, life over, like that. I've personally seen it. Very, very close friend that has had that happen. Another friend, one of the friends that happened in this last 12 months, he was sick a little bit, but not like deathly sick. Got better, called me, was like, hey, Pete, I need your help to get back in shape. I've been out of it for a while. Now I'm feeling like I can get back at it. I went for a walk today. I'm getting my stamina back. I want you to make a workout routine for me, because he knows that that's what I've done for a big portion of my life, the personal training and nutrition. He's like, I need your help. I need something I can do from home just to gradually get back in it, and start making, building muscle again. I was like, absolutely, man. He's like, come over to my house and show me, what to do. I was like, yeah, sure, sometime this week. Called him back 2 days later and he was dead. Called him back less than 48 hours later. Texting him, hey man, I'm gonna be in your neighborhood today. Want me to come over? Let's do this. He was gone. Be grateful for every moment. Not just grateful for you, but stop holding anger and grudges and hate and treating people like you know what. Because the thing that you're stressing over, the thing that's so horrible that you think you need to hold on to, and try to punish somebody and try to be angry, it doesn't matter. You're going to be gone soon. Even if you live to a ripe old age, in the grand scheme of things, your life is very short. And you're going to face your maker one day. Get rid of it. Repent. Cherish every moment. You might not get a chance to repent. You think it's no big deal. I have right to be mad for what they did to me. I have right to hold on to this bitterness and grudge and anger and hatred or just resentment or whatever, just anger, frustration even, for what they did. Get over it. I know it's easy for you to say you don't know what they did. I don't know what they did, but I know what people have done to me. Get over it. Ask for God to heal your heart. Life is too short. Put others above and before yourself. Go love on people, not just the people that love you. Bible says, if you love those who love you, what good have you done? Even the heathen do that. You think you're some special, like, oh, look at me because you're loving to the people that are loving to you. You surround yourself with only the people that support you 100% and that will give you an echo chamber and tell you what you want to hear and be what you want them to be and excuse your sin or whatever. And those are the people that you're kind and loving to. Who cares? Pat yourself on the back, because God's not going to do it. God says, so what? Even the heathen do that. Even the worst of the worst people are loving and friendly to their friends. You don't get a pat on the back for that. You don't get some special recognition. You don't get a brownie button for saying, oh, look how kind I am. Look at all the people that love me. Yeah, because you cut out all the people that disagree with you on anything. You won't even talk to them. You like to stay in your little echo chamber. How about love the people that hate you? How about love the people that you feel have done you wrong? How about love the people that you disagree with? Try not to get anybody on camera that doesn't want to be on camera, but love on people. Cherish life. Cherish every moment. Go love on somebody. Go love on somebody that doesn't necessarily love you. Forgive. Cherish every moment of every day. Get after it.